I'm here to talk about the Ethereum File System for HackFS. My name is James Carnley, and this is a nice little slide telling you about me that I made a long time ago. So it's the only slide that actually looks pretty because everything else in this deck I threw together at the last minute. But the only real important thing you need to know about me is that I'm a cypherpunk software engineer, and I'm making something I want to call the Ethereum File System, which is a way of organizing and viewing everyone's opinions on topics. What does that mean? What is Ethereum? Ethereum, like its classic scientific theory that it's based on called Ether, is a substrate that connects everything in the universe. And Ethereum is basically that. It's a shared place where anyone can put information that is verifiably from them, cannot be tampered with or lied about due to math, and can't be censored as the data is freely shared by engineers all around the world and secured by the economic might of Ethereum. EFS organizes and allows easy viewing of this information. EFS does this with topics. Topics are a shelling point for ideas where we can all talk about the same thing in the same place, which allows for easily discovering and sharing that information. For example, the topic of dogs versus cats, a very contentious topic. So my version of dogs versus cats might be dogs, and Vitalik's opinion of dogs versus cats is probably cats. Everybody else can add their opinions on this dogs versus cats topic, and it builds a worldwide verifiable statistic on which pet the world thinks is better. So why is this important? Well, fundamentally, every person deserves their own dedicated space to express themselves, their opinions, on and how they interact with others. The world also needs an open source, credibly neutral public goods platform, allowing everyone else easy access to that information if they wish for whatever reason. So how can we build this? Ethereum provides the trustlessness and the uncensorableness. Layer 2's statelessness and the graph provide data availability. The Ethereum Attestation Service provides a credibly neutral, shared way of structuring information in an interoperable way. IPFS provides a verifiable shared bundle of web code running in a browser that can visualize these attestations in an easy way for users that is modular and extensible by any developer in the world. The Ethereum name service allows users to access versions of this app in a decentralized, credibly neutral way. So if the user opens their browser and goes to evmfs.eth, adding .limo if they don't have access to IPFS in their legacy browser, and goes to /dogs versus cats, they can see this data. We can also have subtopics for version 1, version 2, version 3 that have their IPFS content set and then their ownership keys burnt so that we can rely on those versions forever. What can we use this system for? Real-time verifiable opinion polling on political issues or just fun things like everyone's favorite food. That could be amazing at a societal level. Another cool thing is that the internet used to be fun. There was a place called MySpace, which was really just a space that you could express yourself in. You had your own little homepage that could have your own background music. Mine was Song 2 by The Blur, and my visual theme was black background with green text in the hacker style. I could list my top 8 friends, and more importantly, I could show all kinds of things that I think about and talk about. We can create this, which is basically an open Facebook with more soul and less Zuckerberg, which I think we all want. We could also recreate something really cool called Usenet, which was a shared topic system, such as science.physics, that had threads like who was more right about gravity, Newton or Einstein? And everybody can join into the discussion and talk about it in big threads, kind of like a decentralized Reddit. We can bring back Usenet, and I think we could call it ReuseNet, because you know what? It's awesome. Let's bring it back, and we're reusing the same topics for data as well as discussions. So some fun engineering things. There's two ways to categorize data: hierarchical and tagging based. Hierarchical data is better for discoverability, so it allows users to go into a directory-like structure and click around to different topics and see the subtopics and find things they didn't know existed. While underneath, we can just have a giant bucket of topics that users go in and add tags to, which allow for easy searching, but also very complex searching. So if I go in and I tag a handful of topics as animals, the path is now /animals/dogs versus cats. This is extensible in a whole bunch of ways that we need it to be. One requirement for this project is that basic functionality needs to work completely on-chain, but enhanced functionality like searching and fancy data visualizations might require the graph or something similar. We're going to have a whole bunch of chains. We don't know what's going to be there, but we need to make sure that it works and it's accessible. We can also structure our applications to read data in a hierarchy. So first, we read the data from our current device. What does it say about this topic? And then we read this user's address. What does it say about the topic? And then the third is EFS for critical system components. What does EFS say this configuration is? Then whatever person you wanted the data from in the first place. And finally, if none of those had data, we fall back to some composite view of the data from everybody else in the world. So you always can find data, but the user is always in control. So if they go to my homepage and they don't like Song 2 by The Blur, then they can set the song to Sound of Silence, and it would be fine. They can always be in control of what their application is doing. So what did I submit to HackFS? Basically nothing. I'm a terrible programmer. I made a little prototype that barely works, but it was fun to make. I did make this really cool video that I hope you enjoyed watching. What's next? I'm going to continue building EFS. I'm going to make a prototype. I think it's a cool idea, and if you think it's a cool idea, please slide into my DMs because I would love to chat about it with you. Thank you, and have a great day.